Everybody is racist to some degree. The reality is it depends on, a lot of people want to be politically correct. A lot of people want to sit there and say, I'm not racist at all. We all have biases. We all have stereotypes. We all make jokes. We all are racist to some degree.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Social Grade School. My name is Asa Taylor. I am going to be your host. And today we are continuing on with the Black fatigue conversation. And today I'm going to bring you an interesting conversation between Piers Morgan and Myron Gaines and a couple other people that are on the panel. And it's interesting because Myron perfectly puts this into perspective as to why even non-traditional black people that are actually truly African Americans, because he's from Sudan, feel unsafe around other black people. And we're going to continue this conversation on, and excuse me if I look like a little bit of a wreck. I'm actually in the process of transitioning from job to job. So the second half, as we review this video, is going to be at a different place. But I just wanted to cue this up for you guys because I just want to have the conversation and sit down and really just put some perspective on things, because the reality is even black people are tired of black people. It's just not white people speaking out. It's just not the whole situation with that kid, Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, that has people enraged. It's really everybody else too. And let me tell you, as somebody who grew up in the suburbs, I've seen people fed up with this type of behavior my whole entire life. And I've seen people actively seek shelter away from this type of behavior. Now they are creeping its way into the suburbs, and people are like, okay, what do? We need to go to the country. We need to establish our own city, like they did in Louisiana, like they did here in Arkansas. In Pine Bluff, just maybe about a 20-30 minute drive away, people have about 2,400 people to 4,000 people have established their own city, approved by the city of Arkansas, to get away from this type of behavior. So we're going to review that video, guys. And as I transfer over and get into the new location, we're going to start reviewing it. So check this out.
Everybody is racist to some degree. The reality is it depends on, a lot of people want to be politically correct. A lot of people want to sit there and say, I'm not racist at all. We all have biases. We all have stereotypes. We all make jokes. We all are racist to some degree. Now, how racist you are is a whole other situation, but everyone is racist. That's number one. Next thing I want to say, see, I think this Shiloh, Hendricks, and Metcalf situation is a microcosm of a much bigger problem. And that bigger problem is what I call systemic organization. And what I mean by this is, for decades, we've had black people literally running around with black supremacy, committing crimes, not getting accountability for their actions, and then they blame the system for it. For example, George Floyd, criminal. Ferguson, criminals. Freddie Gray, criminal. A lot of these people are criminals, and what ends up happening is they challenge the police officer, they get into a physical altercation, things go left, they die, something happens, use of force is utilized, and then they want to cry about the result. When in reality, it's not the police killing black people, it's black people killing black people. And if you want to talk about black on white violence, black people kill white people 2 times as much. And on top of that, most of the shootings in America, a lot of the times, are white cops killing other unarmed white men. So this whole systemic racism or police brutality, or, oh, it's all so messed up, the reality is this.
No, I completely agree with him. I'm going to let him finish in just a second, but I just wanted to expand on his point real quick. Listen, Myron is from the outside looking in. And when you're from the outside looking in, you have a broader perspective on things. And when you come from a different place and you're from a different culture and your upbringing is hard work, your upbringing is certain values and traditions, and you don't see that in other people, like I don't, and I talk about that extensively in my book, then you start to notice some of the flaws, or a lot of the flaws, that are in the rest of the community or the rest of the culture. And so this is what he's speaking about right here. Listen, everything that we celebrate up until this day when it comes to Black Lives Matter was a criminal. You know, he mentioned George Floyd. He mentioned Shiloh Hendricks. No, not Shiloh Hendricks. He mentioned a couple other names that I can't remember off the top of my head, but the point still remains. Freddie Gray, I should say. But we're uplifting people and we're putting people on a pedestal that are actually criminals. Breonna Taylor was a criminal, but yet we're marching and we are saying that we can't breathe, and we're saying that they were innocent, they did nothing wrong. I ain't do nothing. And this is the type of stuff that I was talking about. This is the type of stuff that Myron is talking about. And why is it that one group of people can have a majority type of mindset where they only prioritize them, but when another group of people do it, they're villainized. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And this is exactly the point that he's kind of getting at. Shout out to Myron, shout out to Piers. This is one of those conversations that needs to be had, but a lot of people are too afraid to have these conversations. So let's let them continue, and then we're going to continue on.
The reality is this. Black people have been able to get away with a ridiculous amount of privilege in America for a very long time. They're able to be racist with impunity. They're able to call white people crackers without being challenged back. And quite frankly, white America's had enough of it, and the chickens have come to roost. Now, look, am I saying that's awesome? Am I saying that's great? No, but for literally the better part of almost 2 decades since the Obama era, we've had to have BLM and liberalism shoved down our throats, and quite frankly, we're all tired of it.
Right, but just to be clear...
Yeah, let me just expand on that part as well, because the reality is there is nobody that I've noticed that is more racist than actual black people. When it comes to treating people right, when it comes to letting things happen to different types of people and reporting crime, people will cape for the worst of the worst. However, when stuff happens to somebody that's opposite from you, if you guys want to bring in race, you can, but when stuff happens to somebody opposite from you, then you have a problem. And I just think the whole thing needs to be thrown out the window. People are people, and we need to not only just uplift people, but also see how we can contribute to the society and give back to society. That's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. My name is Ace Taylor from the Social Grade School, and we're going to be back tomorrow with another video. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll holler at you later. Peace.